words can read. Hello everybody, my name is Katie and welcome to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you some new additions that are to my flat, whether that is, review books that have come in the mail, or books that I've purchased, or books that I have got from my nans. So I've got quite a load of books to share with you, so without further ado I'm going to start with the review books, the first of which is The Boy Most Likely To by Huntley Fitzpatrick. This was sent by Electric Monkey, so a massive thank you to the publisher for sending this to me. Another Huntley Fitzpatrick book, and I am so looking forward to this one. This was actually on my wish list for me to get when it was released, so it's nice that I've actually got my own physical copy, so thank you very much to the publisher for sending this to me. I'm trying to save money at the moment, so it's helping me out. But I've read My Life Next Door, and it's just this one here, and I own this one, which is what I thought was true. So it's great to finally get like another book read by this author. But it's a summer release, and I know it comes out, I think, on the 2nd of June. There we go, 2nd of June this releases in the UK. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready for the summer. It's actually currently shining with the sunlight outside, so it's really, really nice, and just sort of inspirational to get this sort of book read. But this is definitely going to be on my summer TBR. I'm looking forward to reading it. Thank you so much, Electric Monkey. This next book is Nothing Tastes as Good by Claire Hennessy. This was sent by Hotkey Books, and of course this is an advanced reader's copy, and this I believe comes out in July. It says here on the press release the 14th of July. This is what I believe the cover is going to look like. So this is about Annabelle. She is dead. Don't call her a guardian angel though. She immediately understands why her first assignment as a ghostly helper is to her old classmate, because Julia is fat and being fat makes you unhappy. Simple, right? So I feel like this is going to be really interesting, because obviously it's about a girl who is dead, and her first assignment as a ghostly helper is to a classmate who's fat. So maybe something happened between both of them, and now look who you've got to help as your first person is this one. So I feel like it's going to be really, really interesting. And it says here, so if you are from Ireland, there is an early release that it comes out on the 26th of May. So if you're in Ireland, you're lucky for getting this release a little bit earlier than everybody else. But yeah, I'm really, really excited. So thank you very much to Hotkey for sending this to me. This other book that got sent from Hotkey Books is called With Malice, and it's by Eileen Cook. Again, this isn't the finished cover, so I think that the finished cover is probably going to look like that. Strangely, I kind of prefer this one. I think it's just prettier. But this comes out in June, on the 9th of June, so it's coming up pretty soon. This one sounds really, really interesting. It's a psychological thriller that is about Jill, who wakes up in a hospital with her leg in a cast. The last 6 weeks are a complete blank. All she knows from what she's told, that she was in Italy on a school trip and was involved in an accident, and she had to be jetted home to intensive care. That involves a lawyer and a press team, and it just says here maybe the accident wasn't just an accident. And I like that sort of thing. That I love my books where it's mysterious and the character knows nothing about what's happened, because they don't know and we don't know, and we want to find out with them, and it sounds so, so good. So massive thank you to Hotkey Books for sending this to me, and those 3 review books that I just mentioned were sent to my nans, so I had to take them from my nans in order to read. She was like, oh yeah, these books came here, and I was just like, what? Books came? So they came all unsolicited, but a massive thank you to the publishers for sending them to me regardless. This next book is sent from Penguin Random House, and this is Blame by Simon Mayo. So this is his new book, and it also came in this little postcard thing here, and it says that this doesn't come out until the 7th of July this year. So this is his new debut novel, Blame. He's also written the Itch series, there's Itch Rocks, and I believe I've got the first book, which is Itch, and that's at my nan's at the moment. And it sounds really, really intriguing and interesting. Simon Mayo is a BBC Radio 2 presenter in the UK, if you don't know who he is. And he's got one of those voices that you do want to listen to, which obviously is why he's a Radio 2 presenter. But you know what, it's great that he's writing some YA novels now. But this one is interesting because it's about Ant and her brother Matty, and they are locked up in Spike, which is a family prison. Society demands that they do time for the unpunished heritage crimes of their parents. So basically they're in a jail because of something that their parents did. And I think there's something interesting because it's a bit different, because it's just sort of like, hang on a minute, why aren't their parents in prison? Why have they got to be in prison? So it's kind of like an interesting twist on that, and I think, you know, that sounds really interesting. I look forward to giving this a read. And you know what? With not reading a book by this author, I feel like because he's a presenter, I feel like he's going to be really, really good with presenting this book. So I'm really looking forward to it. Massive thank you to Penguin Random House for sending this to me. And the final review book that I have to share with you is also from Penguin Random House, and this is The Comet Seekers by Helen Sedgwick. And this was actually, you know, they asked me to give this a review, and I was like, yeah, of course, because it sounds really interesting. This one, I believe, doesn't come out until the 25th of August, which is actually my cousin's birthday. So what a great way to remember someone's birthday, by a book release. But this sounds really interesting and different, and this is why I said yes, because I always like to venture into sort of different genres and different meanings. But it says here it is about two strangers, an Irish scientist and a young French chef, and they meet for the first time. They've been brought to the remote place by a sense of wonder and a thirst for knowledge, but it looks back through their lives, catching up with them only when a great comet passes in the skies overhead do we see that their stories are filled with hope and heartbreak and love and loss. So it says here it's a haunting, moving novel about those who look to the future, those who cannot turn their backs on the past, those who want to stay and who need to leave, and how loving someone may not be enough to save them. So it says here, as Helen weaves together the story of Roisin and Francois's families throughout the years, we see how ghosts can be real and the world can be as lonely or as beautiful as the comets themselves. So I feel like it's going to be one of those stories where you're just going to like completely fall under its spell and just be completely transfixed. And you know what I mean, it sounds different and it sounds interesting, and like it's going to really make you think and dive deep into this. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much again to Penguin Random House for sending this to me. So those are the review books out of the way. I'm now going to reveal my one purchase of this haul, and that is The Problem with Forever by Jennifer R. Armentrout. I ordered this from the Book Depository. I knew that it had released in America, and I was so super excited because I always auto buy Jennifer R. Armentrout's books no matter what. I have no idea what this book is about, but yeah, I want to not know what it's about. I want to dive into it completely blind, so I'm not going to tell you the synopsis because I don't want to know myself. But it's Jennifer Armentrout, so of course I'm going to love her. I've given all the books that I've read by her 5 out of 5 stars already, so you know, I'm probably going to love this one as well. But her writing is fantastic. She just has a way of thinking of really interesting ideas and gripping you in so many ways, and she just knows how to get you. So you know what, I'm super excited about this one. It's actually chunkier than I thought it was going to be, because I do actually have the ebook of this review, and it's not out in the UK until like the end of the month. So you know what, I'm glad that I got the physical copy now, because I was aiming to get it anyway, but to be lucky enough to get a review copy of it as well. But now I can actually, you know, read the ebook alongside with the hardback book when venturing and traveling to and from work. So you know, it's absolutely fantastic, and I just love the cover to this. I showed this to Sean and he was like, wow, that is so pretty. It even like goes on, it's like a splash of paint or something, and I'll just quickly show you what it looks like on the inside because people like to know underneath. But it's kind of like purple font and white. So yes, I'm very excited to give this book a read. So guys, now I'm going to move on to the books that I have like swapped at my nan's. I basically gave her some books in exchange for taking some other books, and I probably took more than I should have done because I only gave her about 5 books, but I ended up taking like probably double that in a bag. I couldn't help myself. I found it really hard to. In fact, I was going to end up taking more, but you know, I had to like narrow them down. There were so many that I needed and wanted to take, and I had no idea how to do it, and I had to narrow them down to just these books. So without further ado, these are the new editions that are at my home. First of all, I have Unchanged by Jessica Brody, and this is the 3rd and final book that is in the Unremembered trilogy, which if you've been watching my channel for a very long time, you should know that it is my favourite trilogy ever. However, I haven't read the 3rd book yet, so I feel like it is going to be, I love the first 2 books so much. They were just one of the first 2 books that I'd read. In fact, well, one of the first books I read on BookTube, and I completely fell in love with the first book. And then I fell in love with the second one, and I just wanted to relive those first 2 books, and I was going to take those 2 books to my nan's, but then I was like, but then that means like taking more books, so I had to leave them at my nan's. I know that I've got the first book I'm borrowing from the library, I can borrow the second because I know that they've got it, and then this book isn't read yet, so once I've read this, at least I can give it to my nan and say, put that in my bookshelf with the others because it's done and read. So once I've reread the first 2 books from my library, will I actually dive into this one, and I'm so scared of how this is going to end, but at the same time I'm really looking forward to it. Then I also picked up the next 2 books that are in the Vampire Academy series because I have another one in my bookshelf, and I picked like the last 2 so that I can actually marathon and complete the series. So I also picked up Spiritbound as well as Lost Sacrifice because I haven't got around to finishing this series yet. I always seem to get really far and then stop and then reread it again, get far and then stop and then reread it again. So I need to finish it. I need to finally finish it. Yes, these are 2 different editions as well, which annoys me, but I can't help it. I bought this one used, like, so yes. But I am super excited all the same to finish this. Another book that I picked up to reread is Across the Universe by Beth Revis. From my previous haul, you would have been able to see that I've got the second and the third book from my library because I need to continue on with that. However, I do need to refresh my memory on the series because before diving into the second book, it's been at least probably 3 years since I read the first book, so I need to give this a quick read in order to dive into the other 2 and finally finish the trilogy. So I'm looking forward to that all the same, and I am excited. Also from my nan's, I picked up The Fire Salmon by Francesca Haig, and I've been meaning to just get around to reading this. It just sounds really good, and when the sequel to this was coming out, I was just rereading the synopsis and I was like, why haven't I read this yet? I'm just stupid. I also picked up Ban for Ban by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. And this is obviously the first book that is in this trilogy. I've had nothing but really good things about this. I believe my library has like the second and the third book, so I was like, you know what, I can pick up the first book and then read the other 2 at my library. And then I also brought here Just One Year by Gail Forman because I have just one day that is in my bookshelf, and then I can just read those 2. I also picked up The Novice and Seraphina by Rachel Hartman, and this is by Tara Mataru. Again, these were in my library book haul that I got from my library because I was like, hey, I don't know when I'm going to see my nan next to get these books, and I want to really read them, and I ended up getting them from my nan so that I don't have to worry about that anymore, and I can return those to the library for anybody else to read. So now I've got my own physical books of these. Also from my nan's, I picked up Beautiful Disaster as well as Walking Disaster by Jamie Maguire, 2 new adult novels, and I'm really looking forward to giving these a read. And then 2 Meg Cabot books that I picked up. These will be rereads for me, and these are Mediator books 3 and 4, the bind up, and 5 and 6, the bind up. And this bind up is Mean Spirits and Young Blood, and this is Grave Doubts and Heaven Sent. So I'm gonna give these a reread in order to read the 7th book, which I've recently got. Another book I picked up is Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma, and for some reason just forbidden stuff tempts me, and I've been meaning to get around to reading this, and I really want to, so I was like, you know what, this book was being drawn to me and I picked it up. Another book that was drawn to me that I thought, you know what, I actually really want to read this is The Sea of Tranquility by Katja Millet. I had this for so long and haven't got around to reading it yet. Yeah, I've had fantastic things about this book, like literally fantastic things. And I was like, you know what, it's about time that I pick this up and give this book a read. It's like, it's silly that I'm not doing that. And the final book that I have to share with you is another book that I've had for a while that I really do want to read, and that is Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. And I've just had like really mixed kind of thoughts and feelings on this book, but mostly good actually, to be fair. And you know what, I've had from people that have enjoyed it that it's really good, and there are some people that couldn't get into it, and I feel like it's just going to be one of those books that like, it's either for you or it's not for you. But you know what, I've had it for a while and I need to get around to reading it. So there you have it, guys. Those are all the books that are new additions to my house. Let me know if you read any of these down in the comments below, or any ones that you think I should read the most. If you're like, hey Kay, you should give that one a read first because I found that really interesting and love it. Or if there's any that you would like me to read and review for you guys, because that will also inspire me to get them read and to review them for you as well. And so I know what you guys would like from my channel. And also let me know if there's any other videos that you would like me to do. If there's a tag video you'd like like me to do, or if there's another specific video that you'd like me to do. Somebody mentioned like a flat tour, like a tour of my flat, so that you can see what my flat is like. But any other videos that you would like me to do, please do let me know down below, because obviously I want to have different content on my channel, not just hauls or wrap-ups or TBRs. I would like to do other things as well. But thank you very much for watching my video. As always, keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy. My name is Katie, and I'll see all of you wonderful people in my next video. Bye!